well as all their employees. You know, they don't treat everybody. We don't work for them. You work with them. The clientele we have are usually excellent. You know, they keep us. They're always keeping us busy. You know, whatever we need, they take care of us. We fish G. Loomis gear. We've got Shimano. I mean, we've got top of the line gear. If we need anything, they give it to us. You know, and not that a lot of outfits are cheap, but a lot of them really are. You know, we've got excellent gear, excellent products, new boats, new motors. You know, and they stay on top of the ball. And I think that's why we get so much repeat clientele like we do. It's just, and you can't go wrong with these guys. You know, they bend over backwards for everybody, you know, not just their employees, but everybody. And so I respect that.
So what are you going to do with all the fish you catch? Kenai Riverbend's got you covered. Captains and deckhands will fillet your catch at the lodge. Then vacuum seal, freeze, and box your catch. Most guests fly their catch home as checked baggage, and it will stay frozen for up to 24 hours when packaged in Kenai Riverbend's boxes. FedEx shipping is also available. That means when you return home, you can share your wildest fish stories with your family and friends while you dine on some of the best seafood in the world. The very same fish you caught on your trip to Kenai Riverbend Resort. Kenai Riverbend's 9 private log cabins have been handcrafted in the style of Grand Alaskan lodges, and each cabin has its own majestic view of the Kenai River. At the end of a fascinating day catching more and bigger fish than you ever imagined, kick back and enjoy the rugged luxury of these cabins, each complete with a mini kitchen, private bath, and grand sitting area. Each log cabin will accommodate up to 6 people and includes daily maid service. Some cabins have private bedrooms with a queen bed downstairs, and all cabins have an enormous loft with 4 twin beds. Cabins are also equipped with a deck and barbecue, so you can cook your fresh caught fish and enjoy the long summer evenings along the Kenai River. Need a little more adventure on your Alaskan trip? Riverbend Resort offers invigorating kayaking outings out of Homer for beginning and experienced paddlers alike. Nestled among rolling hills and overlooking Kachemak Bay under the Kenai Mountains, this quaint seaside village provides us with the world-famous Homer Spit, a long, narrow finger of land jutting 4.5 miles into Kachemak Bay. While sea kayaking in this area, whether in open water or narrow tidal channels, you can see these historic lands and waters, the wild splendors of Alaska.
My name is Megan Janetta, and I live in Homer, Alaska, and today we took a boat ride over past Gull Island into Peterson Bay, to the mouth of Peterson Bay, and then we kayaked into Peterson and went over an isthmus into Chinapoot Lagoon and kayaked through there, back out, and then to the other side of the mouth of Peterson Bay. The area that we traveled over, the isthmus, is only able to be traveled over at high tides of 20 feet or higher. And so basically, when the tide is under 20 feet, it's land, and so at 20 feet it floods, and you can travel with no problem, which is what we got to do. And it usually only happens a few times a month. The tide changes every other week. There's larger tides, smaller tides, opposing weeks, and so this was a great week to do that.
You'll learn how to safely get into and out of these high-quality, ocean-worthy kayaks, and how to paddle quietly through canyons loaded with thousands of nesting seabirds, including puffins and other wildlife. Experience Alaska sea kayaking with a wealth of diverse paddling routes and loops to choose from. Guided by experienced and certified paddlers, you'll gain special knowledge of the Homer area and its natural history, and get up close and fascinating views of harbor seals, sea lions and otters, and other wildlife that are the signature of wild Alaska.
Well, one of the things I love the most about working on the water is that when I get on the water, I don't think about anything else. I'm just completely in tune with the environment, with the water, and one thing that's really special about taking people is that people don't always have the opportunity to do things like this. something I get to do all the time, but it's a luxury for other people, and it creates pretty much lifelong memories. So to me, that's what's really the most special part about taking people out, is the memory that it creates.
Starting in August and into October, silver salmon have the run of the Kenai River, and Kenai Riverbend's guests get to throw a line in and reel in these shiny beauties on another classic sport fishing trip.
Well, we're fishing for red salmon today, and the way we're doing it is we're just using a single hook with nothing on it. The salmon are running right up along the shoreline right here, and what we're doing is we're just kind of casting out at 10 o'clock, letting it drift down, and the fish are kind of going up like this, and we're just lining the salmon. So we're tossing up, letting it drag through the water, and then at the end we're just giving it a little jerk. Red salmon, sockeye salmon, they're probably one of the best eating fish on the Kenai River. They really don't bite, so that's why we're doing it that's why we're fishing this way for them. We're just kind of lining them, and they're a fun fish. They're spunky fish. They're probably pound for pound, probably one of the hardest fighting fish. But hopefully we get a few fish and we can see how they fight and get a few for the freezer today.
Silvers average 10 to 20 pounds each, and when the fishing is hot, you can expect to reach your boat limit in a few hours. Using light-action G. Loomis rods with Shimano reels, expect some fast and furious fights.
I was putting a little glob of salmon eggs on this for bait. Put a little bobber up on top just so that it floats up off the bottom a little bit. And we're just using a 2-ounce sinker, and it just goes straight to the bottom basically. And we're just fishing off the bottom, just a couple feet off the bottom. We want to bounce it a little bit every once in a while. See how I'm just lifting up on it a little bit? You'll feel the weight hit the bottom.
So just lifting from the bottom?
Just lifting from, just up. You don't want to drag it forward or drag it around, just up a little bit. And what happens is it just gives the bait a little bit of, just a little bit more action.
The takedown of the silver is by far the most exhilarating part of the battle, and at times you will see your line zipping upstream before you know the fish is on. Silver salmon fishing in the fall is simple and relaxing, but the catching action is not to be beat. How about a day of salmon fishing that you can only get to by float plane? Just 10 minutes from Riverbend, you'll board an FAA-certified, fully licensed and insured commercial Alaskan air taxi float plane and get a bird's-eye view of Cook Inlet as you fly to exceptional fishing and wildlife viewing at Wolverine Creek.
You come in here, you get a cup of coffee, try and wake up, depending on what early flights you have or not, and then we pretty much just load you up on a Kubota, take you down to the plane, and get you on there. It's about a 20-minute flight over to Big River Lakes, and we can jump off the plane for you, and we'll bring the boat up to the floats. We don't want you walking on a bog or nothing like that. And it's we just load you up on the boats and pretty much just take off from there and start fishing. Flying over, you're going across the bay, so you're seeing, you know, there's big oil riggers out there in the middle of the bay, and then as you're coming into shore, those big long sandbars come out. You get lots of seals. Occasionally you see a whale. You see tons of bear coming over the flats, moose. And it's about basically all you see out there. And maybe some caribou too. You know, there's lots of wildlife. It's just full of it.
After 25 minutes in the air, you'll see why Wolverine Creek is the bear viewing capital of Alaska. Situated in the Big River Lakes area of the Alaska Peninsula and surrounded by the Alaska Mountain Range, Wolverine Creek boasts excellent sockeye salmon fishing along with the best and most consistent bear viewing in the state. Sockeyes are known by the most seasoned angler to be pound for pound the toughest salmon and will give you the fish fight you're after.
Come on, baby. Yeah, pick it up.
As you ply the sockeye, you'll see bears just yards away eyeing the lake for salmon. But unlike you, the bears don't have tournament-grade tackle and professional guides to help them land the big ones. Make sure to bring your camera on this trip, where you'll see Alaska-sized bears snatching wild salmon straight from Wolverine Creek. Once the sockeye have gone, the Custatan River produces awesome silver salmon fishing along with bear viewing.
One thing about the Big River Lakes is that it's a fly-out, fly-out charter only out there, so you're not fighting with the people. It's the only way to get out there is basically fly, and you see the photos of fish so thick you can see them on top of the water. This is that kind of trip. I mean, you see them thick as can be. You'll never see that many salmon in one spot in your entire life. I mean, it's definitely something you'd see in photographs, and you're fishing it, and with the bears there too, that's just a plus. It's the kind of trip that if you're looking for a remote type, away from the crowd, a wildlife trip, this is it.
Let's get back to some classic big fishing near the town of Seward. The small coastal town of Seward is known for its scenic views, numerous visitor attractions, and as the gateway to Kenai Fjords National Park, about 125 miles south of Anchorage. Seward is the southern terminus of the Alaska Railroad, dating back to its origins in the early 1900s.
My name is Mike Hodgson. I work for Kenai River Bend Resort, based out of Soldotna, and we're fishing over in Seward, Alaska, the Resurrection Bay area, and outside of the Resurrection Bay, actually in the Gulf of Alaska. What we typically fish for, silver salmon, lingcod, yellow eye rockfish, and black rockfish. There's a possibility of catching an occasional halibut and also a king salmon. They're kind of the bonus fish